Hey, what's up? Let's talk some baseball. How is everybody today on the old YouTube? I was looking for the Rockies game today and I found the game on YouTube. It's not the worst thing ever, is it, DC? I mean, I'm not a fan of the broadcast crew, but the picture quality is good. I'm fine with it as long as they tell you the actual game is on YouTube.
Yeah, I would expect the YouTube crew to have good cameras for the broadcast quality, like you mentioned. So that's a plus. And I don't think we've had a DC Holden title baseball show yet. I feel pretty confident in that. Maybe a couple basketball shows along the way, but not many. So excited to talk some ball with you guys.
Yeah, I am. I'm doing this show today because Mangone promised me that we could go pick up some MILFs at Top Golf if I filled in for him. And there you go, Mangone. You owe me a MILF pickup session at Top Golf. Title, wonderful to see you, my friend, hanging out, waiting for Giannis and the Bucks. What do you got? Tickets to 3 and 4 against the Celtics. What a series this is about to be. I know the first 2 games weren't great, but at some point in time, it's just going to get amazing.
First of all, I would bet Mangone did not say that to you, Holden. I would put a decent amount of money.
Why do you have to ruin a good story?
Yeah. I just wanted to give my opinion on that. Okay. But yes, I am back in Wisconsin. Going to be headed to game 3, game 4. It's going to be a great series. I'm definitely very excited for that. Going to be some good games. Go ahead, DC.
Well, I just wanted to ask you. I saw that I was in a discussion today about apparently a Wisconsin delicacy, which is just ground beef, not cooked whatsoever. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter. I know you're not as big of a loser as me. You're not on Twitter as often. But is this a thing? Is this a thing you or your family does? You eat just raw ground beef?
Oh, my grandpa absolutely loves it. Yeah, my brother likes it too. I'm not a fan. I've tried it. You put some onion on. You put some onion on it, some pepper on it, on rye bread, I believe. It's not for me for sure, but yeah, during the holidays, my grandpa absolutely loves it. So it is a thing, actually.
All right, come on, turn this double play, Rockies. Get the fuck out. Yeah, all right, we hit our bet. We're good. Rockies first 5. The Angels win. The show can begin, boys. That is disgusting, by the way. And don't take this the wrong way, but seriously, in college, I had a girlfriend that ate raw meat, like steak. She would order it. They're like, do you want it medium rare or something? She's like, no, I want it rare. And it was disgusting. It was absolutely.
I'm down with the rare steak, but the raw ground beef. I can't.
No, that's like you eat a raw steak, just
not raw, rare.
You eat it raw.
So it's like a certain, it has to be like a higher, I don't know what it is. It's not just like you go to the store, you pick up any ground beef and you put it on. There's like a little more quality, but still, I mean, it's still raw ground beef at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, it's not for me either.
That is awful. Just awful.
And I didn't even know that was just a Wisconsin thing. I never really asked my grandpa. I didn't know if it was I don't know, to be honest, but maybe it is just a Wisconsin thing.
All right. Time to go tweet out our tweet here. Swing for the fences starting now. Holding draft sheet in Titletown. Let's get it's a little 6-game slate today, guys. It's not a gigantic slate. We do have some COVID news, though. Logan Webb got scratched. Is this going to be a thing again, DC? We're going to have to deal with this garbage. Come on, man. It's so dumb.
I don't know. We don't know for sure if the Logan Webb, or at least I haven't seen. If that's...
Well, yeah, he's out. He's scratched, but we got this COVID stuff again. It's just
he was one of the premier options on this slate for sure. So that is obviously relevant news. We've seen a number of players miss games due to COVID. It's mostly been like 1 or 2 game absences. Yeah, it's kind of been seeming like they're going to have another wave, but so far it's been kind of held in check. We haven't really seen NBA playoffs players missing games too much. NHL, I assume, is the same way. In baseball, just a game here or there. So hopefully we keep it in check and the games roll on.
Maurizio Llovera is starting for the Giants tonight. Rocco Baldelli elsewhere. Rocco Baldelli's got the Rona. Luis Ariz has the Rona, and we don't have to worry about Dylan Bundy tonight. So nothing else going on there. So as far as weather goes, you guys seeing much that we got to worry about tonight? Because, I was looking. It's nothing standing out to me, gentlemen. I'm not too afraid. Huh?
Looks pretty clean. I don't think you got to worry about weather.
Yeah, maybe Toronto, Cleveland, but I wouldn't even bother with that at this point. Yeah, we're going to be just fine with weather. So while we're doing that, let me get our spiel out of the way, and then everything will be good. 61 likes. We'll get the number later. I'm thinking around 250. A lot of people are going to come in. I mean, look at this crew. It's easily the handsomest thing in the history of the world. So we got that like button, subscribe. There's a little red square in the bottom right-hand corner. And then Mike Carr, Holden, I hope that was the only date raw steak. I don't even know what that means. It's not a Kansas thing too, Wi-Fi. It is absolutely not a Kansas thing. I went to school in Kansas. Then I lived in Western Kansas. Hold on a second. I went to University of Kansas, and that girl went to Kansas too. But she was from Nebraska. So I think it's a Nebraska thing, and she just brought it down to Kansas. Anyways, I'm done with this. Let's get into the slate. Titletown. We'll do a little pitching here. We can get into that. So we'll start with you, DC. What about this top shelf tonight? Anybody you see? And again, no Logan Webb. He's gone, but McClanahan has just been a go-to so far.
Yeah, no Logan Webb, which does limit the pool somewhat. A 6-game slate, there was really only 4 or 5 guys that I was kind of willing to play, and Logan Webb was certainly one of them. So he's off the table. McClanahan has been my SP1 since early in the day. For much of the year, frankly, he's been just elite at missing bats, especially. You look at the strikeout totals for him, 11, 7, 9, 8, 7. Not the easiest matchups in the world. He goes to Seattle. That lineup does make a reasonable amount of contact, but that park is pretty good to pitch in, just like his home park in the Dome. McClanahan, he is, in my opinion, the SP1 thrown from the left side there for Tampa. And then right behind him, 2 other good lefties, Robbie Ray, who I'm a little bit confused about. He has lost some velocity from last year. He has not been the same Cy Young pitcher we saw with Toronto, but does seem to be turning it on just a little bit. So he's a little bit of a difficult one to figure out. I do have McClanahan pretty clearly over Robbie Ray for me. And then Jesus Luzardo, if you told me at the beginning of the year, Luzardo is going to be up there in the same tier as a McClanahan or Robbie Ray, I'm not sure I would have believed you, but throwing gas, 97, 98 from the left side, fully stretched out, and just looks fantastic. Had the move from Oakland to Miami, and they've clearly made some big changes with him. So he looks awesome. 8,500 matchup with San Diego, maybe not perfect on the road, but good enough. Luzardo, Ray, McClanahan up top. I think all guys are good options. I do rank them 1 McClanahan, 2 Luzardo, 3 Robbie Ray. And then beyond those guys, the only guy I would put in their tier is Aaron Nola, 8K, too low of a price tag for him, in my opinion. Tough matchup, though, against the Mets, who make a lot of contact, have performed fairly well as an offense. So maybe 4th for me with Aaron Nola, but kind of a clear top 4. Again, McClanahan, Luzardo, probably Nola, and then Ray, I guess those 4.
Okay, so a little spend up action here.
I think so, yep.
Was what we're looking at. Who'd you get me on yesterday? Whitlock. Thank you.
He was good, yeah.
Thank you. That helped a lot. Credit where credit is due. Mr. Titletown, looking at this short 6-gamer here. No Logan Webb. What do you got for me?
Yeah, I agree a lot with DC. I think you do pretty much spend up today. I like Aaron Nola a lot. I see the price tag. So yeah, Shane McClanahan, if the prices were definitely the same, he's 9.7K. I like him a lot. The pitch count, obviously you're not going to see him throw 100 pitches, but with this strikeout upside, you don't need 100 pitches. So if you can get him, I absolutely do like him. We have 3 clear stacks on the slate with implied totals above 4. All of them are pretty all those stacks have pretty expensive bats in them. So if you're trying to jam 2 top pitchers, you might not be able to stack all 5. So I like McClanahan for sure, but my SP1, including the price, is Aaron Nola. He has the highest money line on the slate. The Phillies are in a good spot. Expect them to put up some runs. Strikeout prop 5.5, juice on the over. 8K is just too cheap for someone as talented as him. So he stands out for me as SP1. I like McClanahan for sure, SP2. Outside of that, I agree with DC about Robbie Ray. I'm probably not going to go to him today. I am a little concerned with the velocity, with his walks. It looks like he's like last year, complete stud. He fixed the walks, which he's had in the past, but it looks like something might be going back to the past a little bit. So I'm going to take a wait and see approach. I think there's enough good pitchers on the slate where I don't have to go Robbie Ray. Obviously, if you're playing 20 lineups, 150 lineups, I'd have some of him, but I don't do that in MLB. Jesus Luzardo, he stuck out to me too. The matchup with the Padres is the one concern I have a little bit, but yeah, I mean, he's been very good. DC was on him last year, I believe, touted him pretty heavily. He throws gas. He has strikeout upside. He wasn't the pitcher what we thought last year, but it looks like he's coming into his own this year. And yeah, it is a tough matchup, but Aaron Nola has a tough matchup against the Mets too. And I mean, I don't know. DC, I was going to ask. I was flying all day yesterday, but I saw the Brewers put up 18 runs. It looked like the ball was flying a little bit more.
Yeah.
Are the balls back? Because I mean, if they are, yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm really hoping so. Yesterday was fantastic offensively, and then we saw explosion of runs in today's games too, and that coincided with, I think, the second. It would be weird to switch the balls halfway through slate, but you never know with baseball. But a couple days ago, the offense all of a sudden just turned on. So it's been like 2.5 days of baseball now where there's been a lot more runs. And I see you laughing, Holden.
Well, the new shipment of balls came in this week.
Yeah.
It's like, we're just going to try that. By the way, the Brewers didn't put up a ton of runs because the balls hit well. The Reds have given up 6 or more runs in 7 of 8 games.
Well, I just saw the Brewers.
Their pitchers
I understand, but still.
You're right. I know.
Run scoring has been way up. No question about it these last couple of days. And man, welcome change for me. Bring it on. I want more runs. I've talked about it numerous times on these shows, but when we were in the heart of this like low scoring run environment, and you like miss one home run from some scrub guy, and you're like, I can't catch up anymore because nobody else is going to hit a home run. This makes for a miserable DFS baseball watching experience. So I prefer the high scoring games myself. It makes, in my opinion, the special pitchers more special, right? And the scrubs more scrubby. And I like that differential between, trying to figure out who's actually got the skills to survive the home runs and get strikeouts themselves. So I'm hoping that sticks. I was a little skeptical yesterday that it was. I'm still a little skeptical, but slightly more confident today, right? Every game that has some runs scored in it, you feel a little more confident. So I'm hoping so. And yeah, I'm hoping like MLB DFS is more fun when the shitty pitchers get bombed, right? And you can stack against the shitty pitchers, and they're giving up home runs left and right. And your stack's putting up 100 points from their 5 guys. I see you're nodding, Title. I know you're down with that.
Oh, for sure. I want to see runs. I want my phone to be blowing up with home run notifications. So yeah, I mean, so I had to ask because I saw, like I said, I haven't been found as much lately. But going back to pitcher, I got Nola 1, McClanahan 2, and it looks like, or what I'm seeing is Robbie Ray is definitely going to be maybe double the ownership as Luzardo or something like that. I'm already going
to easy pivot there.
Yeah, I'm already going to eat some chalk with Nolan McClanahan, so I have to get a little different elsewhere. I'm not going to eat the Robbie Ray, which I expect to be the 3rd highest owned pitcher. I like to pivot to Luzardo. He's got all the K upside as well. The matchup, like I said, a little scary, but it's a 6-game slate. You got to bet on pitching talents regardless of the matchup. So that's how I look at the upper tier.
You guys know how much baseball DFS changed? When was it? Like 3 years ago? Because it used to be a little more balanced, and then it just started becoming, all right, who's hitting a home run tonight, right? So we're stacking, but also who's hitting home runs, because it was just like, we'll see it now once the offense starts coming around again, right? It's all about picking who's going to get those bombs. Do you guys remember when it kind of changed? Because I think it has, that was one style. And then in April of this year, it's not like that. April of last year, it wasn't like that. You remember when that changed, guys? No.
April's always been low scoring just because the weather and the wisdom of baseball is like the pitchers come out of spring training ahead of the hitters, right? The hitters got to get their timing down. The pitchers can come out as long as they're
fresh arms kind of have to go in.
Yeah, exactly.
All that stuff.
And then as you go through a season, right, the weather warms up, and also you lose a lot of pitchers along the way, right? It's an unnatural motion. Your elbow goes, your shoulder goes, and those pitchers that are often good, they were on the major league roster to begin with, go down. They're replaced by guys who weren't good enough to make the team initially, whereas like the hitters generally stay healthy throughout the season. So you do see offense generally increase, but it has been down this year. There's no question about it if you look at the data. But last few days has gone the other direction, and hopefully it does continue that
good way. And it really has kind of gone opposite day. Like one day you'll get bombs, the next day you'll get nothing, but maybe we'll start seeing a little bit more offense. I don't mind a 2-1 game, but it's got to be done in like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't need a 3 hour.
Somewhat rare with actually good pitchers.
I don't need a 2 hour and 50. I don't need a 3 hour and 15 minute 2-1 game.
No,
that's not fun. There's nothing fun about that. No, lower scoring, quicker. That's fun. You're 24, right? Title. I just want to bring up some pop culture here. 22 years ago today, the movie Gladiator came out. Have you seen the movie Gladiator?
I've seen wasn't there a big show that used to be like Gladiators or something that was really cool on TV? I have not seen the movie.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot you haven't seen anything. Will you please?
Oh, I have not seen anything.
Listen.
Were you referring to American Gladiators?
Yeah. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah. He was
I like that show.
Referencing one of the greatest movies in the history of the world. He was referencing American Gladiators.
I literally have you seen the GIF? Are you not entertained?
Yeah, are you not entertained?
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. All right. Can I just give you some homework then at some point in time, please?
You know how many shows on my list that people say that and I still like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get to it. There's sports on. Like
you're never going to get the Gladiator.
To be honest, the odds are against you probably.
I don't here doesn't have 3 hours to spare in his bench.
Greatest cinematic masterpieces.
Well, if I do, I take a nap. So yeah, you are correct.
You haven't seen Dumb and Dumber.
I've seen Dumb and Dumber. I've seen Dumb and Dumber.
All right, at least
that is
all right.
That I have seen. That I have seen actually.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. If you didn't see that, we would have gone off.
Gladiator should be higher on your list than Dumb and Dumber. I'll say that.
Gladiator should be higher.
Yeah,
I think it just depends on the mood you're in, DC.
Well, yeah, of course.
You're in a serious mood.
I was gonna say I like to laugh when I watch movies, and I don't watch very many. So yeah.
No, not a lot of laughs in Gladiator.
Stevie Blanton's in the chat. Hey, Holden's given Title a 3-hour homework assignment. Do you know how enjoyable it is, though, to have a 3-hour homework assignment for Gladiator? It's just amazing. Guys, I'm usually the paywall show. We're behind a paywall. Do we go game by game here? Is that what you want to do? Or position by position?
Usually it goes DC. You let them know.
What do you want, DC?
I'm good either way, man. I'm just
God, Title. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm good either way too.
I'm going game by game. God damn it, guys. Make a decision up. Like button would be wonderful. We'd love to see get up to 7,000 for the show today. And then we're at 298 watching. I think we can get to 225 for the likes. Yeah, Gladiator did win Best Picture. And American Gladiator was a very popular TV show. And
I'm glad you said Gladiator because I totally forgot about that show, but I knew it was something like that. And I did like that show for sure.
American Gladiator of all the TV. You don't watch TV and that's the shit.
What was that, 15 years ago or something?
They brought it back for like one season, I think.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Wasn't Gina Carano in that from The Mandalorian? Like
she might have been, yeah.
She might have been one of those. I like Gina.
Like Fear Factor back in the day, stuff like that. You watched that, right, Holden?
No, I hated Fear Factor. I wouldn't watch that.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either.
There's sports on Title. Who has time to watch Fear Factor? Yeah, break. All right, let's get into the games here, DC. We'll start it off here. Again, we just went through pitching. If you missed out on it, go rewind it, and then everything is going to be great. All your hopes and dreams are going to come true. We will start with, we don't want too many Mets tonight, do we, DC? We're talking Mets and Philadelphia Phillies. Taijuan Walker, do we want to attack him this evening? Who are the plays from the Mets and the Phillies?
Yeah, I'll first off say this is, I think, the best weather slate that we've had all year. Like all these games, not just not going to be rained out, but like it's like 70 degrees finally on the East Coast. We're going to see some actual baseball and weather it's meant to be played, right? Baseball is not meant to be played in like 40-degree damp, windy conditions, which we've seen almost all year throughout the Midwest and East Coast. So I'm excited to hopefully see some more offense. And actually, I think, listen, Nola is in play. You know, Title has him number one. I've got him in the top 3 or 4 there. But I wouldn't be surprised to see offense in this game. The Phillies stadium is home run happy. 70 degrees, 10-mile-per-hour winds out to center field. This is the best offensive environment we've seen by far in Philadelphia this year. Both these pitchers can be home run prone at times, Nola in particular. And the Mets have a pretty good offense that can make contact. It's like either you've got power or you can make contact. So I don't love the matchup for Nola. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Mets do some damage against him in a pretty relatively weak Philadelphia bullpen. So I think the Mets are kind of sneaky. And then I really do like the Philadelphia side, in particular, the left-handed power. 2 guys standing out to me, Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper hitting first and third in that Philadelphia lineup. Like I mentioned, weather conducive to home runs, especially relative to what we've seen. and Schwarber and Harper, both I think starting to heat up. They seem healthy. And Taijuan Walker has given up a lot of home runs to left-handed bats over the years. So I actually think you can stack either of these teams. You should get them both, especially the Mets, relatively low owned. But if we're talking about favorite plays in this game, clearly the Phillies lefties to me, Schwarber, Harper in particular. And then on the Mets side, if you want power and speed from the left side against Nola, that would be Nimmo, I think is an interesting contrarian play. Francisco Lindor is he's cooled off a little bit, but still a pretty good start for him, hitting third in that lineup. But yeah, I do like this game for offense, an 8.5 total, which is frankly a pretty healthy high total compared to what we've seen for most of this year. So
it hurts to say.
It's just true though, right?
It is. Yeah. I mean, look at this slate, 7, 7, 7, then what, 3 8.5s I'm seeing.
Yeah. So I do think we're going to see offense in this game, honestly. Now, Aaron Nola's a pitcher. If he's on his game, he'll throw a gem, right? He's got a fantastic curveball. He's capable of shutting down any lineup at any time. But if he's not sharp, I do think the Mets will do some damage here, which is why I'm maybe not quite as high on Nola as Title is. But yeah, I do like both these teams for offense for sure.
All right. Very good. Title, let's go on to you. I know you like Nola. What do you think of both offenses?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play the Mets. You can't play everyone on the slate. Like I said, there's 3 teams on the slate that have a total above 4, and they're all sitting like around 4.8. The Phillies, the Twins, the Astros, the clear top 3 spots today. Then everything after that, you're going to get every stack pretty contrarian. So there's a couple other spots that I like that'll be low owned more than the Mets. I like Nola, so I'm not going to go there. As far as the Phillies, yeah, I like the Phillies for sure. I like the lefties, Schwarber, Harper, but I'm not scared about the righties with Taijuan Walker either. It's not like he's dominant. So I think you can add like a Nick Castellanos. Hoskins is down there. He's hitting the 6 hole. He's only 4K though. Alec Boehm in the 2 hole, 3.6K. I think the Phillies are interesting. They're not my favorite stack on the slate. They are going to garner some ownership. So I don't think I'll be too high on them. But yeah, I get it. I'm not going to play the Mets. The Phillies are one of the 3 teams that are elite, but I like the other. We'll get to the other 2 teams. Of the 3 teams, I have one of my favorites, so I'm not going to get to the Phillies as much today.
Okay, very good. Oh, where are we right now? 122 in the likes, 302 watching. Hit that button. It'll bring you good mojo. Being there, enough with the WNBA talk. Don't need to hear about that. But listen, if you hit the big jackpot, by all means, come on into the free chat and have a good time with that. Subscribers, I will try to get to a couple of your questions for the end of the show. That'll be good too. Like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Where are we sitting right now? 8.68. We've kind of been stuck on 8.68. Let's go. Subscribe to our channel. You get so much great content here. We'll send you notifications and all your hopes and dreams will come true. Next game to get to here, Minnesota and Baltimore. Again, we got a little COVID outbreak going on with the Twins. No ball deli there. Baltimore on the other side. I mean, are the Twins going to be chalk tonight, DC?
I hope not, because I very much like the Twins.
Going to be up there, that's for sure.
It's going to be up there, Title. I mean, that's what I think.
Well, it's the 3 teams. Like I said, there's 3 clear teams, but I do think the Twins probably might get the most.
Yeah.
But, I mean, talk about it. I mean, ownership, if you put up 15 runs, you put up 15 runs.
I mean, Watkins looks pretty terrible to me. I actually do think he's a little bit improved from what we saw last year, but still absolutely a pitcher to pick on. I've also talked a lot about the Baltimore Park not playing hitter friendly, but as the weather warms up, and actually I think hitters will kind of adjust to the deep left field fence and maybe not just swing for the fences out there in Baltimore. We've seen some runs scored there recently, but more so it's just going up against Spencer Watkins, who I do think is the worst starting pitcher on the slate. And listen, the Twins lineup, a lot of talent there. You know, you start listing the names. Byron Buxton, one of the best hitters in baseball when he's healthy, which he is right now. Correa, Polanco, Kepler, Urshela, Sanchez, Larnack, Miranda, and Jeffers. And even the bad, quote unquote bad hitters in the lineup, you get a discount on those guys, right? So you get to the point where all 9 hitters in this lineup are absolutely playable. So anytime, it's rare to find a lineup where you can, confidently recommend pretty much any hitter in the lineup. Those are the teams that I like to stack. You can stack them multiple ways. I think that's certainly the case for the Twins. If you're looking at my favorite Twins, it would be that top four: Buxton, Correa, Polanco, Kepler. I have no problem going to a back half of a stack at any time, but in this particular situation, I do like the top half of it. But listen, Trevor Larnach hitting 2.5K. He's got big power.
Jeffers.
Jeffers has performed well. Miranda, a top prospect, he's 2.1K. And then Sanchez, we know what he can do. A lot of strikeouts, but Watkins doesn't strike anybody out. So Sanchez is going to make contact most likely. He's got a chance too. So all 9 hitters here make sense. I've already bet the over, both in this game and on the Twins in particular. And I do think we're going to see a lot of runs in Camden Yards. So very, very high on the Twins. Neither Chris Archer nor Spencer Watkins anywhere near my pitcher pool tonight.
I actually kind of like the Orioles tonight. Man, that Sanchez sure is dirty though. Talk to me about the Orioles first, because I'm not afraid of Chris Archer. I know some of the numbers are okay, but
he's not good.
No, he's not that good. So why wouldn't we go for a little contrarian Orioles stack tonight?
There you go. I don't like the Mets. There's 2 contrarian stacks I like, and the Orioles are sitting right up there. I don't think Chris Archer is good. I do expect seeing runs in Camden today. And like DC said, Camden this year definitely is not going to play great. But you look at the other parks on the slate in San Francisco, in San Diego, in Seattle, there's not too many good hitter parks today. Philly is one of them. So if you want to stack that first game, like DC saying, that is the best one if you're playing the parks, but it's a lot of pitcher or friendly parks today. So I'm throwing that out mainly. And Chris Archer just frankly isn't very good. And some of the top half of this order for Baltimore, I do like. Cedric Mullins, absolutely like him. Trey Mancini, Santander, Austin Hayes, and Mountcastle is probably where I'm stacking it. The worst thing is, because I like the stack so much, so you got Mullins in the outfield, Trey Mancini first in outfield, Santander outfield, Austin Hayes outfield. You can play all 3 of Mullins, Santander, Hayes in the outfield, and Trey Mancini at first base, but then you can't play a Mountcastle at first base. So DC, this is what I want to ask you, because I think I'm going to have a good amount of Baltimore today. Which guy do I leave off though? I'm not leaving off Cedric Mullins. Trey Mancini sitting there at 3K, and there's Santander, Austin Hayes, Mountcastle. Do you have one that you say, I'm good leaving this guy off? Because you can't play them all. You only got.
Well, whoever I pick is going to hit a home run. So,
I need some help because I'm going to be playing Baltimore today. Yeah. They are one of my favorite stacks.
To answer your question honestly, I don't see an obvious guy that I'd be like,
I didn't either.
I'm going to skip. So
I like all those guys, but I'm going to stick in the top 5 batters on this team. The prices are good. I like paying up at pitcher, so they offer salary relief. And Chris Archer just isn't very good. As far as the Twins, they're going to be probably the most chalky team on the slate. How do you not like Byron Buxton? How do you not like Miranda's still sitting there at 2.1K? That's just a complete misprice. I know DC always talks about Trevor Larnach. He's probably going to go under-owned. So if I'm going to the Twins, I'm going to probably do a wraparound stack. I can't leave out Buxton in my Twin stacks. But you can go like the Miranda, Larnach. DC always talks about it. Jeffers at catcher, you get them there. So like a 7, 8, 9, 1. Something like that, I think, is how I'd approach the Twins, because they are going to be popular in the upper half of the lineup.
The one thing I would warn against stacking the Orioles title is the Twins bullpen.
That is the one. Yeah, that is the one concern I have.
It looks like elite to me right now.
What if they jump on Archer pretty early? Course. Are you going to get the? No, I'm asking. Like, you're a Twins fan. Are they still going to try and get back in the game? Get the best.
I think they will against Baltimore and Spencer Watkins. They're not going to give up early. And they used their two of their worst bullpen pitchers yesterday. The other 9 guys didn't pitch, and they've got some like truly elite arms out of the bullpen. People that are watching this have just play DFS and don't watch baseball. If you get a chance, watch Joanne Duran for the Twins next time he pitches. He has the most insane stuff I've ever seen. Just throwing like 103 mile per hour fastballs. It's showing like 97 mile per hour splitters. He's a guy, this is, a sidebar on this slate for sure. But when the Twins get on like a 2-game slate and he hasn't pitched in like 2 days, and you can, you don't like any of the pitchers because they're all like 7.8K, he's a guy you can roster for 4K and maybe get like 12 points out of, right? Coming out of the bullpen. You got to unclick the probable starters. Nobody's on them. But just something to keep in mind, and just watching as a baseball fan, the stuff that he throws out there, it's truly incredible. So that's Joan Duran for the Twins. Just man, I've never seen anything like his arm. He could get Tommy John on the next pitch, right? That's how baseball goes sometimes. But for now, he's an insane guy to watch, and he is. And the rest of the Twins bullpen makes me hesitant to stack against him, even against a bad pitcher like Chris Archer.
It's crazy to see the development of pitchers throughout the years and just how nasty they get every single year. I haven't watched this guy, but I'm excited. 103 with
he's insane.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, chat is on fire today. First of all, I mean, where else can you find discussion about Major League Baseball, American Gladiator, the WNBA, and Dirty Sanchez? I mean, in all seriousness, the RPS crew, we're just doing great. Helmet, I learned that it was Cinco de Mayo today from Helmet. He called glaucoma what? Guacamole, right? Is that Glock's name? Guacamole? If you are not signed up to our newsletter, Helmet does a great job. He's in for Simon today. He's related to Hoop. It's the only reason he has a job here. Oh, I can't say that. Helmet will take a good joke anyways. So he comes up with like the best headlines and the funniest things. So if you get a chance to sign up for our newsletter, it's good stuff, man. And thank you, Helmet, for letting me know it's Cinco de Mayo.
Listen, Holden, you're not going to get the support from Tidal on that comment because, Tidal is a neutral. He's like Switzerland over there. And I already came after Helmet for the May the 4th Star Wars reference. So you're going to have to fly solo on your Helmet attack.
No, I think it's great, man. I think it's absolutely terrific. I enjoy it. I didn't know what was going on. There was obviously a behind the scenes feud at RPS. Guns were pulled, but it's all right. You guys, everybody settled down and we're in a good...
Guns were pulled. That's like at RPS, it's like tweets were sent. Yeah.
All right, Title, I'm going to you first on our next game, man. Let's do a little Tigers Astros action. I think at 4-8, the Astros have the highest implied total out there. So we could start with them. And then is there anything you really want to mess with on the Tigers side? What do you want to do here with the Astros, though? Is there anybody that's not in play?
Well, I'll stick with the Tigers first because we didn't talk about your Quiddy. I think he is in play, though. He was 7.8K. His strikeout prop is actually pretty decent. So I'm not going to go to the Tigers. I think if you want to play him at pitcher, that's probably the lowest I would go today. I'm not going to be on the Tigers, though. As far as Houston, yeah, I mean, like I said, they're one of the three teams up top. You cannot play them all. I do like the Astros. That's the thing with ownership. Like, I really wish I knew which of the three teams would just be really high owned. I want to say it's going to be the Twins that are going to garner the most ownership, and then the Phillies, and then the Astros. But I definitely could be wrong with that, and I don't know. Altuve is definitely going to be owned. He's 4.4K. That's a misprice. The thing is, if I'm going to stack the Astros, though, I probably wouldn't play Altuve because I know he is the most popular bat in that stack. I would go with the lefty Jordan Alvarez, the lefty Kyle Tucker, who are going to be lower owned. Gurriel falls in between them, so I naturally would just play him. Alex Bregman, I definitely like at 4.9K. I don't play much Michael Brantley. We talk about dead balls. I mean, he could hardly hit one with the juice balls. Yeah. Definitely not hitting one with the dead ball. So I would skip him. And then Jeremy Pena in the 7 hole. So I like 3 through 7 is how I would stack the Astros today. Of course, you can always throw the catcher in the stack, some Maldonado, 2.2K. If you land on him, that's fine. But I really like Pena as a player, 4.1K. I think he gets overlooked. People don't like going lefty. And again, is a Byron Buxton more likely to outperform a Jordan and stuff like that? Sure, but I think the ownership will reflect that. And we know how much power Kyle Tucker and Alvarez has. So I do like the Astros a bit. Because I do think the Twins will have higher ownership. I will put the Astros above them. I like that 3 through 7 stack, and I'm not going to go to Detroit.
All right, give me the lowdown on this one, DC.
Yeah, people that have watched my baseball shows over the years know, especially Altuve and Bregman. I don't play those guys that often, but I often play them in one specific situation. That's when they're at home, which they are tonight, and against a fly ball prone lefty, and that's Tarek Skubal. Gives up a lot of home run. He actually hasn't given up a home run this year, which is kind of indicative of the baseball we've seen so far, but that's going to change quickly, I think. And yeah, the Crawford box is out in left field for those little dudes Bregman and Altuve, very, very beneficial. Those guys can't hit the ball a mile, but they can certainly loft one, 315 seats into those Crawford boxes in left field. So I do like both Bregman and Altuve a lot. Jordan Alvarez, especially for a left-handed power hitter, oftentimes you see those types of guys feast on bad righties and like struggle against left-handed hitters. Alvarez hits everybody. He's on fire throughout the year. I have no doubt in my mind he can turn on a Tarek Skubal fastball and launch that one into the seats in any direction he pleases. So, yeah, Jordan Alvarez, listen, until further notice, right? This guy is just an elite play each and every night. I think he has a very, very good chance to lead the MLB in home runs. And just a stud. And yeah, Tariq Skubal and the Detroit bullpen not going to scare me off that. So I do like Houston quite a bit. I think it's close between them and the Twins for me as top stack. I think the Twins, is there such a thing as safety title in like a baseball stack? Not really.
I will never use that word in baseball anymore.
Yeah, right. So I'm hesitant to use it, but
I know what you're saying.
If you told me like which team is more likely to score 4+ runs, I would take the Twins.
And I agree. And they're also guaranteed the 9th inning at bat, which I like to look at too.
Yeah, but I do think Houston has perhaps more upside, if that makes sense. Just because of the better home run environment, right? Like Houston's left field fence is like 315 feet and the Twins stack left field fence is like 380 feet. You know what I mean? So I do think they have more chances for home runs, but the Houston power bats is what I'm looking at against Skubal, particularly the right-handers. Include Jordan Alvarez there, Kyle Tucker if you want. Urquidy, honestly, you're asking the wrong guy on Urquidy. I was pretty high on him coming into the league 2-3 years ago, then cooled off this year, and now looking at some of his stuff, I think he might be sort of turning a corner. It's looked pretty decent these last 2 starts, both against Toronto. Now he gets Detroit at home. So I don't know. He's one of those rare pitchers where I can't quite pin down and feel like I get him wrong often. That's Jose Urquidy for Houston. But I do think against Detroit, pitching at home, he's got a chance to pitch well. We really didn't talk about him much when we were talking about pitchers, but I do think he deserves to be in that conversation for guys you might consider for your lineup.
Okay. Where are we right now? We need 225 likes. We're 352 watching. We've added to the WNBA American Gladiator Dirty Sanchez conversation. Now everybody's talking about what they're drinking today. So apparently we have plenty of alcoholics in the chat. Good for you. Junior's drinking White Claw. Oh, High Noon. Is that acceptable on Cinco de Mayo?
Absolutely. High Noons are acceptable on any day.
Only if you were at came out for the party, Holden, you would know. Also, DC, I don't know if you saw, High Noons is getting Tall Boys coming out, so that is exciting.
That. Yes, yeah, you damn well sure I saw that.
Yeah,
what about
I assumed
Colin, who's drinking an 1800 plus Grand Marnier margarita? Is that acceptable?
Margarita is always acceptable.
What's
especially
not
Cinco
acceptable?
de Mayo.
Wine coolers? Do they make wine coolers anymore? I don't even drink.
I'm not a big drink judger. You can drink whatever you want.
Really? You're not a big drink judger. Like if you smoked dirt weed, I would be like that. I would judge you. Okay. But you could drink just Busch Light on Cinco de Mayo and you're fine with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Title?
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to judge anyone what they're drinking.
Yeah, you're not going to diss them for that. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. You going to have tacos or anything today either? Delicious?
Wet burrito? Or a burrito, yeah.
You're going to have a burrito?
A smothered burrito, yeah.
Yeah. DC, what's on the Cinco de Mayo menu?
Still just bagel bites over here.
You dip them in some salsa. You got a Cinco de Mayo party. It'll be great. Why don't you go and do that? Well, seamless transition. Let's go to Tampa Bay, Seattle. And I don't think anybody's expected too many runs in this game. Title, do we just cross off the Mariners? Can we find a one-off here? I mean, everybody likes McClanahan. There's no reason not to love this guy. And then maybe something, you know what? Screw it. You're going to be super contrarian if you play any bats from this game. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely all right. I'm not going to make a case for anybody on Seattle. If I have to make a case for people on Tampa, like we said, like Robbie Ray, he could struggle a bit. I like Baltimore as one of the contrarian stacks. We'll get to another spot in the last 2 games or like another contrarian spot. But a Randy Arozarena in the 3-hole. I expect him to be in the 3-hole at 4K. I think he'd be a fine one-off or something. Yeah, but I personally, I'm not going to really get to this game.
No, don't get
a Mike Zunino as a catcher is a one-off. He's got some pop, something like that, but it's not for me.
Okay. DC, can you unearth a gem here, or should we just move on?
A couple gems, yeah. I do like the pitchers in this game, but there are some bats that, listen, I think if I don't expect these pitchers to throw perfect gems. I think they'll give up a couple of runs each, and I think those runs are pretty likely, frankly, to come from the long ball, which on a 6-game slate, right, 1 home run might be enough to be in the optimal. And I do think there's a couple players in this game that have a chance to do it. First guy I'll mention, my guy Julio Rodriguez. I talk about him often. Starting to turn it on, leading the majors in stolen bases, hit his first home run a couple days ago. Just an absolute tank. Sometimes when I'm analyzing MLB DFS, I like to look at, like, what do I expect this guy's year-long numbers to look like, right? And for Julio Rodriguez, I've got him projected for 20 home runs and like 70 stolen bases. So you have to accumulate those over the games, right? He's getting the lefty. McClanahan does challenge people with the fastball. Julio Rodriguez clearly has the hand speed, right? An elite athlete to turn on one of those fastballs, time one up and launch one. That's been McClanahan's weakness. A lot of home runs given up to right-handed hitters throughout Major League Baseball, throughout his minor league career. You can run on him a little bit. So I do like Julio Rodriguez, and you can play him completely alone. You don't have to stack him whatsoever because nobody's going to be on Seattle anyway. Everybody's going to be on Shane McClanahan, myself included. But if you are picking off a bat for Seattle, it is clearly Julio Rodriguez for me. And then on the other side, kind of a similar situation. Randy Arozarena, I think, has a good chance to do some damage either via the long ball or on the base paths against Robbie Ray. Again, I'm not stacking either of these teams on any of my teams, but just a couple bats that I do think you can absolutely mix in there with your, as your one-offs if you're not on these particular pitchers on any individual
lineup. So let's see here. What do we got? We got a little 645 bit tonight. So everybody needs to know, don't do it at 7. So you're going to be late unless you're playing the late slate. It's an odd one. I don't remember too many 645 slates. So
it's been a little more recently than,
yeah.
I mean, because they want to add the game. I mean, I'd rather a 6-game slate than a 5-gamer. So I like it.
To be honest, though, it's ridiculous that baseball does this. Have all these games starting like 20 minutes. Do they not know that like a lot of their revenue is driven by DFS and to start at like 20 minutes before just makes
because it's not. Oh, I'd have to find the tweet. I was talking to my grandpa about it, but there was Oakland A's and 2 other teams yesterday. Their attendance was combined 16,000, whereas the Miami Heat game was 21,000. I was just laughing at it. I was like, they're not making all their revenue for people coming to the games right now.
I just don't get the point of starting the game 20 minutes early. Like, who does that even benefit? Isn't it hard for people to get to the game post work? And
yeah. No, it's the MLB. There's a lot of things you can.
That's the only explanation.
Okay, let's keep going here. Reggie Weed, get out of here, Dakota. Get out of here. It's all I can tell you. So 6:45 start. Taco Bell is acceptable for Cinco de Mayo, Beefy. It's fine. I mean, it's what am I gonna do? One dude's drinking diet cherry Coke. I mean, I guess everything's a go on Cinco de Mayo. Nobody cares. DC's got his bagel bites and salsa. We got Mr. Burrito Boy up here and title, and I don't know.
Tyler, do you still eat Taco Bell at your young age?
Taco Bell might be one of the grossest foods.
Wow, that was an upset. I thought you live on that.
I've never been a Taco Bell guy in my life.
Are you a fast food guy?
I've had Taco Bell like twice in my whole life.
No, I'm not really. Like if I eat fast food, it's like a Chipotle or something like that. I don't eat out too. Yeah,
wow, I had no idea.
I'm not Rubio. Rubio lives on all that stuff. I am not a. So I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah, if you ask me if Taco Bell is acceptable, I won't judge anybody drinking or what they're drinking, but I do not think a Taco Bell is acceptable on Cinco de Mayo.
If you eat Taco Bell, hit the like button. That's all I want to say. 225 is the number.
Well, here they're all going down now. We ain't getting to 225.
It's over. They're all leaving. They're done with the Cinco de Mayo talk. Too bad.
No,
You know,
with
we
the
gotta make it
taco,
roll.
with the
Oh,
taco.
look,
Bell.
we just went up. We just went up to 372.
Yeah, title overestimated our crew. We got a lot of Taco Bell eaters in the chat.
Hold on, I gotta tell Kai. No, it's G Ryzen is the biggest stoner here. I mean, there's like no one's even close to him, Colin. No one's. I would love to say, yeah, the dude grows his own stuff. G Ryzen, biggest stoner at RPS, and he will wear that as a badge. He's very proud of that, and I'm proud of him as well. So we do have another game to get to. 2 games, as a matter of fact. So let's talk about those, DC. Marlins, Padres, and we got St. Louis and San Francisco. We'll start with the Marlins and the Padres again. It's yuck, but it's one of those games where I'm going to ask you to find a gem or two. Maybe you like the Marlins. Maybe you like the Padres tonight. I'm just having a hard time digging anything up. Talk to me.
I do like Miami a little bit. I haven't been all that impressed with San Diego's bullpen, and Nick Martinez, the Padres starting pitcher. Listen, last time we saw him in MLB, he was a pitcher that you picked on start after start. Pitched for the Rangers back in the day. This was like back in 2018, I think. Went to Japan and got a big contract from the Padres, but like I've seen a lot of the same stuff that made me want to pick on him 4 years ago right now. So yeah, I'm in on Miami. San Diego, not the best place to hit in general, but it is an upgrade for the Miami bats, right? Moving from Miami to San Diego, warm weather. Yeah, I see no reason why Miami can't do a lot of damage here. Jazz Chisholm, I think, a top option at second base for sure, assuming he's in the lineup. I don't think we've got these lineups yet. So yeah, I do like Miami. Not a lot of San Diego for me. That's mostly because I'm on Jesus Luzardo. I do think he's got a chance to be the SB1 today. He's not, I don't rank him as such, but clearly just an elite arm. And I expect big things from him going forward, as long as he stays healthy, obviously. But yeah, from start to start, he's a guy that if you got him, you load up the game, you watch him pitch, he can easily strike out the side in 12 pitches in the first inning, right? He's that kind of arm talent. Those are guys I like the roster in DFS, frankly. Doesn't always work out, but give me the upside at starting pitching. So I do like Luzardo. Not on a lot of Padres. If I had to pick one or two, that'll be pretty much the extent of it for me. I'm not stacking them. Manny Machado, been on fire. No problem playing him against the lefty. Just playing the numbers, right? But it's not something I'm super excited to do. And yeah, I think Luzardo pitches well. I think Nick Martinez maybe not. And I mean, even betting wise, this game, I'm seeing pretty much a toss up in this one. Give me the Marlins, much more talented starting pitcher. And I think matchup wise looks pretty good for them too. So I do think the Marlins win this game. Luzardo outpitches Nick Martinez, and yeah, give me some Marlins. Not really on the Padres here.
You got anything you want to tail DC on their title, or is this a move on?
No, I said I like 2 contrarian stacks. I like the Marlins. They are the second one. I see Steve Boynton in chat also likes the Marlins. I always love being on Steve Boynton's side as well. Nick Martinez is cheeks, in my opinion. He is someone I like to target. Miami, they're guaranteed the 9th inning at bat. Yeah, at San Diego Petco Park. It's not a hitter's park, but it is a little park upgrade, as DC said. And we went through the slate with the parks, and it's more of a pitcher friendly park slate than it is hitter friendly. So I think the Marlins are interesting. Jazz Chisholm, 5.7K. Yeah, he's expensive for sure, but he's a complete stud. Jesus Aguilar, power. Jorge Soler, sign me up. Jesus Sanchez, stud. I like this lineup, man. Even Brian Anderson, if he's down there in the 7-hole or something, 3.3K, can play him at third base. Garrett Cooper. I think this line was pretty sneaky. Avi Garcia. I like this Miami team. I think hammering the money line in the coin flip is good. Jesus Luzardo, I'm with DC. I think he's going to put up a pretty solid performance today. The thing with Manny Machado against a lefty, he's 5.6K though. Am I going to one off a 5.6K player? I'm not gonna. I'd rather go to a Jazz Chisholm who's 5'7". I like spending up at pitcher. So I'm not going to get to the Padres, but I do like the Marlins as my second contrarian stack. And like I said, I always like the guaranteed 9th inning at bats.
All right, 2 more hits from the chat here. First of all, Otter's on the over. You know how much I love you, but what a horrible take that Mexican food's overrated. I mean, come on, dude. That's just a miserable take. Second thing is DC. What about Chili's? Would that be a nice destination for Cinco de Mayo?
Southwest Grill.
Yeah. Southwest Grill too.
Yeah. Get the Awesome Blossom. You never know. Maybe you'll get lucky and Siege will be in your town and he'll be joining you for dinner. So,
I talked to that guy one time and he was really nice. I don't know what your guys' deal is with him, but that's fine.
What are you talking about? I just told you it would be a benefit if you went to.
No, you're trying to set me up to invite somebody and you're going to say it's going to be ruined.
No.
When you said
Southwest. If I go to Chili's, I guarantee I want Siege to be there. That would be a plus. So
when you said Southwest Grill, you mean Moe's Southwest Grill, or is that a completely different thing?
Bonefish Grill.
Yeah, that is not around me. So I said Southwest Grill, so I had to look it up. I
never heard of Southwest Grill.
I feel like Chili's.
But then I looked up
Southwestern Grill, but maybe not.
Where's Southwest Grill, DC?
Or did you making stuff up at this point?
Because I typed it in, I was like, "Is that place around?"
All right, DC's making shit up. Let's get through the last game and get out of here, okay? DC's about to check out. Hey, DC, let's keep you engaged here and get to the final game.
Yeah, 10 more minutes. You can do it, Holden.
I got plenty of time today. St. Louis at San Francisco. Talk to me here. Actually, you know what? I think we just got the Cardinals lineup out too, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
And the Rays.
Edmund, Goldie, Arenado, O'Neill, Yepez, Bader, Molina, Carlson, DeYoung. That's a good lineup, DC. What do you think of the Cards tonight? Start there.
Man, I love the Cards against left-handed pitchers in general, bad lefties, obviously in particular. I'm not playing them, though, in San Francisco in a bullpen game against, in my opinion, San Francisco has the smartest, analytical front office manager, where they're going to run out the perfect pitcher that their model says against the opposing three batters scheduled to face that. So it's just no, I'm not playing any Cardinals, but no San Francisco pitchers either. I don't think they're going to get more than maximum 2 innings out of anybody coming out of their bullpen. Listen, they could pull something out of their ass where they pitch some guy for 4 or 5 innings. I don't know who that would be. So no Cardinals bats, no San Francisco pitchers for me on either side. Miles Michaelis, I guess you can play him. I mean, he's been really, really good so far. He is a guy that can give you 100 pitches, 98, 95, 86, 91 pitches. He maybe has thrown more pitches than anybody so far this year, which is a good thing, right? It's okay, stretch out, he can go. And any guy that can give you 6-7 innings, if it's going well, I think is at least worth mentioning. And I'm not super scared of this San Francisco lineup. They're pretty banged up. I don't think we have their lineup yet, but Brandon Belt, I think, is still out of there. Their best hitter, in my opinion. They just don't have that much talent in the lineup. But Michaelis is a low strikeout guy, and I just don't like betting against San Francisco in general. I mean, you just go back to last year. This was a team that was not really expected to compete. What they win, 103 games?
Yeah.
And this year they're off to a good start too. So you look at the names in the lineup, they're not that impressive, but it's a team that knows what they're doing. And I'd like to avoid those type of teams when I can. And this is a slate where you can definitely avoid it. So this game, more or less a complete scratch off for me, honestly. I don't really have a strong recommendation from this game. My favorite play overall would be Brandon Crawford, shortstop, obviously, for the Giants. Got some power, hit a home run yesterday. But other than that, if you want to scratch this game off, I think that's a reasonable way to go.
Okay, Title, you want to scratch the game off or find something here?
No, it's definitely a cross off. I like what DC is saying. I was on the Sweet Pot or JT 2 weeks ago, and my pick for the long shot to win the World Series was the Giants.
Yeah.
And a lot of things like DC said, I mean, they're very well managed. I love the analytics and all that stuff too. Their lineup's going to get help.
It's just they know what they're doing. That's
enough. Exactly. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I don't know exactly what I would do, but I know they do, and I can put a lot of stock into that. Yeah, they're banged up right now though, so I'm not playing the Giants, but I do really like what DC said there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing pitchers in this game. I'm not playing hitters. The one I will say is Juan Yepez, just because he's min price at 2K. He's in the 5 hole. If you want to one off a min price dude, I'll never say no, but easy fade. I shouldn't say easy fade. It's baseball. Anything can happen, but I'm not playing it.
It's a fadage. That's what you're going to do. Time for stacks, and then we'll get to the plays of the day. Let's just get us like 10 more likes. That'd be great. Like button, we're almost at 200, so you just about hit it. That's great. Title, give me your favorite stack of the night, and is it the Marlins?
Well, no, it's definitely the Marlins and Baltimore are my two favorite contrarian ones. Obviously, of the top three, I'm going to go Houston is my favorite in the top three range. I think Minnesota carries the most ownership. That's why I'm not going to go with them. But I really like Houston. Like I said, 3 through 7. Like I love Pena in the 7 hole that I could get to. I love Bregman and stuff like that. Yordan against the lefty, a little lower owned. So that's where I'm going to go as my favorite stack. But yeah, Miami and Baltimore, the contrarian ones.
Okay. DC, favorite stack tonight?
Yeah, I'll eat the chalk with the Twins tonight. Spencer Watkins, I do think, is the worst pitcher going on the slate. I know Baltimore's pitching staff has performed well so far in general, but I'm just not a believer in their talent. I do like the Twins lineup's talent, and I think the warmer weather in Baltimore, we're going to see some increased run scoring in Camden Yards. So Twins my number one.
Okay. Plays of the day, folks. Let's start with title again. Let's go to the SO play of the day.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, it's a little different. We usually go position by position, but shortstop looks weak to me today. And like I said, I like Houston as my favorite stack. I think Jeremy Pena is a good baseball player, 4.1K. I don't think too many people are going to get there. So give me Jeremy Pena as the SO play of the day.
What do you got here, DC play of the day?
Yeah, Mom's basement play of the day. I listed him off, like made a point to do so, but wasn't the play of the day yesterday. Was a cutting room floor guy, but Cedric Mullins, I think he'd know.
Oh, you damn it. We had figure we're the same guy.
I almost went to him. I almost went to him too. I swear.
Oh, we all love Cedric Mullins then. All right. You're screwed now, DC, because I'm on him too. All right. You want to pick another one or you're okay?
I actually do. You talk about Cedric Mullins. I'll pick another guy.
No, you already did it. So take Cedric Mullins. We're all good.
That is crazy. I literally almost said him.
You too. He's just a great spot. He's facing Archer. I love Cedric Mullins.
What's funny about yesterday, I was like, I don't love the Orioles, but I love Cedric Mullins. He had a huge day, but you needed the other Orioles too. They went absolutely off. But yeah, he's the straw that stirs the drink and makes his team go.
I like that. Straw that stirs the drink. I like that.
You've never heard that, have you, Title?
God damn it, Title. You've never heard any sayings in your whole life.
I haven't. I mean,
You've never heard the straw that stirs the drink?
I mean, it makes sense, but no, none of my friends or anyone I've around have ever said he's the straw that stirs my drink. No, that is never a phrase that someone has said near me. No.
Well,
but I love you, but sometimes I hate working with you.
What's it called? The Bucks like party area?
Deer District. Oh, there's plenty of things that
buy a girl a drink, hand her the drink, and be like, "I'm the straw that stirs your drink." And,
see how that works.
The thing is, there's probably things that you'd be way more shocked that I haven't heard of. Besides that, just to let you know, way more things that are out there.
My second piece of advice is don't take any advice on that subject from me. So there you go.
Yeah. All right, Title. Wonderful to see you. It's good work with you.
You're not gonna give your play of the day?
I already did. It was Cedric Mullins. I got nothing else. I came in with Cedric Mullins. I'm leaving with Cedric. You want my second favorite play of the day?
Yeah, DC took it for you.
My second favorite play of the day. I'm gonna go with the Schwarber at 5,300 on DK. I know you got to pay up for him, but the dude, him and Harper, and I think you talked about it, DC. These two guys. I mean, one of the two is going deep tonight. I feel it. So fine. Give me the Schwarber.
Yeah,
that's the way that we're going. Helmet, wonderful work behind the scenes. Give a like on the way out if you'd like to. If you don't, whatever. DC, wonderful to see you. Title, wonderful to see you. Beautiful day in Denver. I'm going to get outside. Helmet, get us out of here, please. Stir the drink with your straw.